Hey everyone, Inferno here, and today I am being joined by none other than Josh to discuss the new Amazing Digital Circus episode. They all get guns. That is the theme. They all get guns. That is the theme of the episode. Guns, guns, and more guns. This was also the longest episode at almost 34 minutes. And they're only gonna be about 30 minutes from here on out. So we got more content.
That's like the minimum now, I think.
Yeah.
Gooseworks said.
Yeah, every episode past 5 will be 30 minutes long. Not that it's crazy because there's, I mean, after 6, there's only 3 more episodes left in the series. Can you believe that? That is actually crazy.
We're in Act 3 now. Hell
yeah. We were talking about this. We streamed the other day, and I think you brought it up in the stream as well. But you are putting every 3 episodes into its own act. Episodes 1 through 3, Act 1. Episodes 4 through 6, Act 2. Episodes 7 through 9, Act 3, and
I'm trying to say it as much as possible until someone at Glitch makes it canon.
Yeah, I mean, people will run with it, regardless if it's canon.
Hell yeah!
Look at Intermission, like Murdertron's Intermission. It's a great piece of fan work, but people have just kind of accepted it as canon, even though it's technically not.
Yeah, I honestly keep forgetting about Intermission.
It's good. It's really good. But
it is really good.
On the topic of episode 6, what are your biggest takeaways from the episode? Because a lot happened, but it was also like a lot of character talking in this episode. When I was working on my analysis of the episode, which should definitely be up at the time that you're watching this, I struggled to find like a bunch of hidden things in the background because a lot of the episode was just characters talking to each other.
I do think like this episode was exactly what Gooseworks said the whole show would be. It was like 95% character development, 5% lore. Kind of.
Yeah, and it's really sticking true to that, and I feel like that 5% is like, did she specifically say 5%?
I think she did.
Okay, because I feel like that 5% of lore is gonna be a lot more than 5% come the final 3 episodes, because I do feel like come episode 7 things are just gonna get really deep, especially since this is going to be the first episode we've gone into where we don't have any clue about who will be the focus of it.
Oh, wait, right, yeah. I mean,
episode 1 through 6. I mean, we never knew episode 1 or 2. I would assume those are both Pomni's episodes. But
yeah, like almost like a 2-parter, I guess, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, Kane is absolutely gonna have one of the last episodes. I think maybe the ragdoll at the end of episode 5, who I still think is important.
Oh, the mannequin. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how Glitch will just end an episode on something and then the following episode they don't acknowledge it. It just, okay, it's viewer interpretation. Believe what you will. Come up with your own theories, damn it. And I do think it will become an important part later, but honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised if episode 7 is Kane's episode. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, it's either that or episode 8, because I'm still set on the fact that, like, also not the fact, theory that, like, episode 9 is going to be kind of like the coming down from the climax episode, and episode 8 is going to be almost the actual finale in a sense.
Yeah, epilogue, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I could see that. Like, maybe they leave the circus in episode 8. Imagine if the final episode of the series almost takes place entirely in the real world. How insane, like
that like, would be cool to think about, actually.
Pomni wakes up in the hot. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, especially because like they would have to make all new character models, a whole new like the world basically just for a single episode.
Yeah.
Which, yeah.
I mean, yeah, but they don't have to show everything about that world. Like, they'll have their own set pieces. You know, like, imagine Pomni just wakes up in the hospital, like, whoa, what happened? Oh, we found you unconscious on the floor, surrounded by a bunch of other humans in this office space, you know?
Oh,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. My theory's going crazy. My brain's going brrr.
Yeah, we gotta get the tinfoil hats. You're cooking.
I'm never gonna do that again. I'm never gonna do. Okay.
Everyone clip that right now. I do think, like, Kane is gonna have some kind of importance to them, like, leaving the circus, though. I do still think he's gonna be the key to it.
Yeah, I definitely, like, in episode 6, he really felt like he's on the verge of breaking. He did not like Zubul talking about sex. You know?
Yeah, because then again, I do think, like Kane said at the words, in episode 1, the digital circus is meant to be for, like, all ages, so mentioning anything like that could mess with him. Yeah,
like, we have seen Kane kinda go off the deep end a little bit in the past. Like, you know, there was, of course, his therapy session with Zubul, where Zubul's flat out said, like, nobody likes your adventures, like, nobody cares about you, and he's just like, oh shit, damn, people don't like me, apparently.
Because making adventures is, like, his only reason to live, I think, so all it would take at that point is everyone else confirming what Zubul said for him to snap.
Yeah, you have some notes. You wrote down a lot of notes to talk. I don't know if we'll be able to cover every single one of the things. I wrote down, like, the bare minimum because just I was so busy with work and everything. I just I tried and at least get a few things down, but you know. Josh, you're doing most of the heavy lifting. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm not even looking at the notes. These are all the notes I had are in order of the episode. I'm just remembering shit.
Fair enough. Okay. You know what? Go with the flow, I guess. I like these types of videos. Yeah. I really enjoy these types of videos where we just discuss things. No fancy editing, just a nice man-to-man discussion about cartoon clowns.
It's
I will say one thing that really caught my attention in the episode is, like, even though this was definitely a Jax focused episode, Kinger stole the damn show. Like, my god, Kinger was already my favorite character in the series, and they just cemented him as the GOAT, like the greatest character in fiction. Okay, maybe I wouldn't go that far, but Kinger is still absolute GOAT character. No, his conversation with Ragnar,
an awesome guy.
Especially that scene with the butterfly, it just makes me think he was directly responsible for certain things in the game. I have so many theories.
Yeah.
Like, he is clearly a game developer. You could fight me on that. He had a hand. He is able.
I'm with you on that.
He is able. Okay. I even
wait. Able, Kane and Able reference. Hold on.
I'm going to sound like a broken record because I talk about this in my video, which hasn't been uploaded yet, but by the time you're watching this, but I already kind of talk about this in the video, so apologies for sounding redundant, but I talk about how, you know, in the story in the Bible, I'm getting religious here for you, Josh. Cain kills Abel, as if you probably didn't know that already. So Kinger is very much alive. And I talk about how maybe Gooseworks wanted to give her own take on that story, and rather than Kane killing Abel, he trapped Abel in the game. Maybe there is a real world version of Kane, or, you know, maybe Kane is not actually an AI. Maybe he is. It's all a facade. I don't know. But then again, he glitches out when nobody's looking. So I don't know.
Yeah, or in front of them when you mention sex.
Yeah. Maybe Kane is just lonely.
I did see an interesting theory on another video that said, like, while Kane is sentient, he physically can't, like, read emotions. While Kane does want to, like, make the others happy, he thinks that it has to be because of him and because of the adventures and stuff.
Oh, yeah,
like,
definitely. Like, that's all that's going through his teeth. is the fact that, you know, he just wants people to enjoy his creations, and it's becoming very apparent. Oh, go ahead.
Plus what he said in episode 5, where, like, he said something about the others being AI, so he doesn't know that they're humans, and that's what makes me think that, like, Kane is an AI too, and that there's nothing really much to read else from that.
He is not an AI in the same way that Jax is an AI. I don't buy it.
Jax NPC theory.
Yeah. I know it's a very popular theory, but I feel like, especially after this episode, that theory, at least to me, is kind of dead, because I feel like Jax is just showing too much emotion. Like, I don't know, which Jax, I feel like we have to talk about Jax. Jax was the biggest part of the episode, and I will say one thing I think
without a doubt.
This one thing I think this episode did really well is, of course, I talked about how there were a lot of characters talking. It was, it felt like it was still fast paced. Like, obviously, even 30 minutes long, it's still a Digital Circus episode. At the end of the day, it's gonna have a more fast paced nature. But I felt like it also took its time, showing these characters' weak sides, and especially like that conversation with Ragatha and Kinger, and then later in the episode with Jax and Pomni's. Oh my god, like, Jax just doesn't care, or like that's the facade I feel like he's putting on.
Like, I guess it was easier to believe in the moment. Like, I think the episode, like, the first time watching it also kind of struck just how something like that will go down in real life. Like, you would believe it at first because, you know, it's the shock of the moment. But then a little bit of time goes by and you realize, wait, he might actually just be putting up a barrier.
Yeah.
Like, that was my thought process anyway after rewatching it 100 fucking times.
I think Jax is just a very broken individual, and one thing people pointed out is that whenever Jax gets more serious and sounds more real, like he's actually speaking from the heart, his pupils tend to get really small. But then his pupils proceed to get very large when he goes back into his character, his quote-unquote archetype. Bullshit ass.
I forgot about the archetypes for a second.
Thing. Yeah, I think Jax is just I don't know. I feel like we learned a lot about Jax in this episode, but I still feel like we know so little. Like, we still have yet to see his room. We don't know what his room looks like yet.
Oh yeah.
And Gooseworks has promised us that by the end we will see everyone's room. So there's like a 100% chance that we will see Jax's room. I'm just very surprised.
If they're hiding it this much,
yeah,
there's gonna be something in there.
There almost has to be. There almost has to be, because you would think in the Jax focused episode that has been hyped up for over a year.
Yeah.
Ever since we first knew that episode 6 was gonna focus on Jax, who already at the time was a very mysterious character. People were hyping up that episode so much, and the fact that they didn't even go as to show us his room, like, it's just it really makes me think that something diabolical is behind that door.
Yeah, meth lab or something.
Yeah, I mean, he did reference Breaking Bad in the previous episode. So
Yeah, what if he was just Walter White?
well, yeah, what if he wasn't even lying? What if he wasn't even referencing Breaking Bad? He just has the same story as Walter White.
Exactly. They could be the same person, but hold on.
Yeah, get out your coughs. Your cough mode. Get out your cough mode. Shut up! It wasn't funny.
One thing I did want to talk about was originally I kind of wanted it to be a case with Jax of we didn't understand him at first, but it turns out he is just way worse once we do understand him. But I was talking with one of my friends yesterday about the episode, and something they said, which I'm going to quote, is it'd be nice to have a character that we just barely understand and actually like, but the lesson is that sometimes toxic people like Jax, who really don't want to change or are incapable of change. So I do think he's gonna abstract, and he's the one member of the circus who just, we can't really stop them from self-sabotaging, because we're seeing a lot of that.
Everyone was saying it's gonna be Ragatha or Kinger.
Nah, it's gonna be, if anyone is going at this point, it's Jax, 100%.
Yeah. I feel like Jax or Kinger, but Jax, especially after the end of the episode. Also, shout out to my boy Disappearing Guy, star of the episode. He should have gotten.
Oh yeah, the best character.
He should have gotten favorite character award, not Ming. Damn it!
I think Ming came in and fucking stole the show. Disappearing Guy has been here since episode 1. We haven't seen him because he disappeared, but we didn't see him because he disappeared, but he was there. He was there. I saw him. Trust me.
He was actually sitting next to the Gloink Queen in the pilot.
Exactly.
No, he was taking a bath with Dr. Football. He was in the. Did you not know people call him Dr. Football, the mannequin in the?
Wait, people called him that?
No, okay, so a while back,
him a name?
Someone on Tumblr, I think it was Tumblr, asked Gooseworks, what is the mannequin in the bathtub's name in the pilot? And I think she responded Dr. Football. I don't know if it was a joke, but people just
gave him a fucking name.
We don't know if she was just simply joking, but people ran with it. Now that mannequin's name is officially Dr. Football.
The butterfly is one thing I did want to kind of mention with the whole King of Death theory. I don't know if we already talked about that.
We briefly did.
We could expand on it then, because the butterfly specifically is one thing I wanted to point out. Kinga said some shit about 7 years of computer science. I don't think he's the sole person responsible for creating the headset or the circus or whatever, but he was definitely a part of the team that did it, or at the very least he was a lead on it.
Yeah,
because to be able to fucking just make stuff almost in the same way Kane can, who's to say it just ends at butterflies? He might have the same admin permissions as Kane does.
He might. He's just keeping it under wraps. He knows.
Yeah.
He just he won't say anything.
Yeah. And the fact that it's not even that. It was the fact that in that moment he was holding a conversation with Ragatha in daylight.
I noticed that too.
It wasn't in a dark room. He wasn't speaking gibberish in that moment, you know what I mean? I feel maybe... So maybe that could be in Act 2. Because, again, like you said, he might be keeping it under wraps. Because if that's the case, when it comes time for, Kane crashing out in one of the later episodes, Kinga might be, a key to stopping that. He might know what to do in that moment.
Well, in the novel, I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, doesn't one of the people trapped get left behind?
Yeah, I think so, and I did see a theory about that as well. The fact that, in the intermission scene in episode 5, Kinga got hit with a bowling ball, and apparently, that might have been symbolism for him being the one left behind, which...
In which episode was it?
episode 5 in the intermission
Oh yeah,
scene,
yeah. That's right.
where like a couple of them got squished, a couple of them got covered in cake or some shit.
Knowing Gooseworks and Glitch, it probably had some sort of deeper meaning, but
there was deeper meaning in like the whole scene, even with Jax running towards like Ribbit's door, running past it briefly. There was symbolism in that. There's probably a lot to unpack in that scene as well, but I do think Kinger is going to be way more important at some point in Act 3.
Yeah, I guess another possibility for the whole I made it up thing that Kinger said, which I feel like I'm just again recycling stuff from my new video, but I feel like it is a good thing to bring up. Is I really feel like there is always the chance, like, even though I am sticking to the idea that he is a game developer who worked on the Amazing Digital Circus, I also would not put it past it to be like a thing where those trapped in the Digital Circus can just use their imagination to come up with things. Like, I mean, Jax had a tail for the entirety of the episode, and was it the entirety, or did he get like I think I heard that it was the entirety of the episode.
I think it was. I don't know.
I thought you watched it like 100 times.
I didn't pay attention to the tail.
Yeah, you weren't looking at his ass.
No, I wasn't. I was too busy looking at Ragatha's ass, okay? Give me credit.
Yeah, that is totally understandable.
Exactly, I know.
But maybe Jax, after Pomni brought up that he didn't have a tail, and then Jax started having a bit of a crisis about not having a tail. He's like, oh, okay, I thought I had a tail. He did not have a tail.
Yeah.
And the internet decided to turn it into a Mandela effect, saying, oh, I always remember Jax with a tail, despite the fact that he never actually had a tail. I always thought that was really stupid, but no, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe Jax just wished it. Before the episode came out, I thought maybe he like grabbed it from Zubal's box or something, since he already had a key to their room. So I thought maybe
he could have,
but like I feel like they would have acknowledged that. Maybe it's just one of those things where they don't want to acknowledge it. It's more so, oh, Pomni brought it up, now he actually just has a tail, and like don't question it. It's here now. But do you think the tail will remain for the rest of the series? I think it will.
I mean, I think it will, but at the same time, Glitch has an opportunity to do the funniest thing and remove it for the next episode and never bring it back.
That would actually be kind of funny, but I feel like people would be like, damn it! People be salty about that. But really, that was the bulk of, things that happened in the episode. I thought it was really well done. The pacing, the character moments. Honestly,
yeah, it was amazing.
Probably top 3 episodes for me.
Yeah, at this point, I would say, I'd say top 3 as well. At this point, it's really hard to choose a favorite.
I'm still leaning towards episode 3 being my favorite, just because of that moment with Pomni and Kinger. Like, it's really hard to top that. And while the moment with Ragatha and Kinger was also very good, I don't think it comes even close to the amount of emotion I felt during the scene in episode 3. Like, that was just something different. Yeah. And it's very close up there. I don't remember what rating I gave the episode, but honestly, should we do a proper rating, each of us, or should we just like say, oh, the episode was really good? Because like,
let's do a proper rating. I'm down for that.
Okay, because I know some people are very against giving like actual ratings, and this is actually, funnily enough, the first time we have ever done like a video review. Normally, it's through a live stream, but we're trying something a little bit different.
A lot different.
We're trying some new things on the channel, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. But really, that's gonna pretty much wrap up this review, I guess.
Hell yeah.
We besides our rating, what would you give the episode out of 10?
I would honestly say like a 9.5. It was so damn close to perfect. Like you said, you know, the pacing, the amount of action, it had some of the funniest moments, I think.
Yeah.
And the most character development all around out of absolutely any episode.
Oh yeah.
I think.
Yeah. And, you know, Gooseworks said it herself, like, the reason for the longer runtime is just because the cast is so big, they need time to actually give each character the proper moment that they deserve. So yeah, she was right. None of your favorite characters are getting shafted. Like, I thought going into the series that Gangle would just be kind of the butt of the joke most of the time, or hardly get any character development. I was so wrong. I'm happy I'm wrong, because Gangle, even though her moment in episode 6 ended with her still getting killed, at least she got to fire her Tommy gun while laughing maniacally. That's all that really matters. That's all that matters.
Like, considering at the start of the series when, you know, originally we all thought it was just going to be Pomni, mainly following Pomni, you know, talking to everyone else and getting to know them. But now it feels like every character is the main character. Everyone has their own kind of spotlight, and they all feel way more like people now.
Oh, yeah.
You know, now that we know a lot more about them.
And, you know, I gotta hand it to Gooseworks. She is a brilliant writer, and the fact that you know, a show of this caliber, the fact that there's not been one bit of decline in the quality. In fact, the animation and writing seems to get better.
It's just gotten better.
Which is, you know, I know people like to make jokes about Murder Drones and its writing, but I do feel like Digital Circus's writing is far more consistent. No shame to Liam and the entire Glitch team. I still adore Murder Drones for what it is, but like I feel like Gooseworks has a very different style and thought process to how things are written, and I feel like every little detail will always be like brought back up and like mentioned again. Like I feel like even in this episode there were like one or two things that felt like they haven't brought up since the pilot, like the fact that Kane went ahead and looked at a picture showing the offices of CNA, and that really got me.
That has some implications.
Yeah, a lot of implications. There's just so much, but I feel like that's a good place to end it. We both give the episode a 9.5 out of 10. I would like to thank you all so much for watching this review. Again, we're trying something a little bit different. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to, of course, drop a like, as well as consider subscribing to the channel. We are so close to 30,000 subscribers. We are almost at 28.
Get this guy to 30K.
Yeah, we are almost at 28K, which is incredible. And I could not thank you all enough. I am incredibly grateful. Thank you all. So, yeah. Josh, do you have any last words before we end things here?
The episode was peak. I'm not ready for the next 3 episodes. Subscribe to this guy. I think I'm pointing the right way.
You are actually pointing the right way this time.
Hey, let's go. And subscribe to this guy as well. This guy is also cool.
Okay, don't shoot yourself.
Shoot themselves in the head.